John Fredericks. He's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby.
Then on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla Wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by WestVirginiaSportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, baby. Hey, you're on Godzilla Wins, and I'm back in Washington, D.C., just a few miles from College Park, Maryland. Hey, baseball starting. We got basketball going. We've got college football. We got playoffs. We got teams getting screwed. And we got it all. You're right here on Godzilla Wins. This is your source for best bets, for picks, for the best sports analysis that you're going to get anywhere, anytime, any place. You want to keep it right here on Saturdays, 9 to 11 a.m. We got the gang coming in. We're not messing around today. Logan Paul decided not to shave his beard down, so he's with us. He's looks like Axeman Jack out there. Trent Connor, he's going to be going counter trend again. Good pick there with the Saints. Thank you, Trent. Thank you, Godzilla. Pick of the week. Saints win the whole game. Chris Saxman, back by popular demand, even though we tried to get rid of him, we can't do it. By the way, Saxman leads the Renegade Rant, which is their Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what you would call that, Chris. Kind of your post Sunday, Monday analysis, and that's heard right on these stations all over the place, Pittsburgh and West Virginia, or on our YouTube channel. And that is at 12:30 on Wednesdays. Renegade Rant, led by Chris Saxman. The old ball coach, Vince Mayaka, was with us, San Francisco 49ers fan, whatever, dude. And Brendan Statler, he decided to grow a beard too. It must be Beard Week on Godzilla Wins.
I don't think you could call this a beard, John.
I didn't.
He said.
Well, you're not clean shaven, but I didn't shave today either. So we're all good. Al, tell me in the chat there if I got enough lighting on me, because, we got back from Indianapolis. When I went there, it was like the sports capital of the world. Now it's grandpa at quarterback. You just can't make this stuff up. Phillip Rivers is back. Let's start with this, though. This show is sponsored by the #1 sports website in West Virginia history, WVSportsNation.com. That's WVSportsNation.com. I'm John Fredericks. I'm filling in for Mitch Rogers today, who is taking his fam to the airport. So, Mitch, we'll see you next week and get this hosting opportunity. I think I'm going to try to make the best of it, Vince, that I can. Try to turn lemons into lemonade, I guess, is what we're going to do. But it's good to be back here in D.C., in the district, and everybody scattered about. Now, we're going to get a lot of picks on this show. And remember that our gambling picks are for entertainment only. And you never want to bet more than you can afford. And if you do bet responsibly. And if anyone that you know has a gambling problem or you have one, just call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. And you can talk to them there. Don't do what Saxman does. Call up and then bet the over-under on how many rings it takes before they answer the phone. That's what Saxman bets on 1-800-GAMBLER. Now you're going into degenerate stage, right?
No, I know.
It's good to have you guys with us. So here we are. Look, you can't make this stuff up. So Michigan coach Sharon Moore. Now this is not a laughing matter, okay? So apparently he becomes coach, and he has an assistant, and the assistant is a female and nice-looking young lady. And, of course, Sharon Moore is married, and he decides to do a little stick dipping in the inkwell there for allegedly now a long period of time. So allegedly, this is all alleged, allegedly they were having a to-do, if you will, an affair. Don't know her marital status. I think she was single, but he was not. But that's who cares, right? That's between him and his wife. I could care less. But he had a relationship with her. Somebody gave an anonymous tip. Hey, Michigan AD, your football coach, he's like sacking up with your aide here. I'm looking at like Rule 19.3a. This is an anonymous call, but I think he's violating the rules. Just saying. So Michigan does an investigation. They find nothing. See, this in and of itself, I got to get you guys. So they do an initial investigation of a guy that's having an affair with an assistant for years, and they find nothing. Who did that? The Pink Panther? Certainly wasn't Inspector Clouseau. They found nothing. See, it's been going on for years. Like apparently, everybody's cool about it. Because when these affairs happen, everybody knows, right? I mean, you guys have been in work environment. I mean, come on, everybody knows what's going on. So they do an investigation. Michigan does an investigation. I guess they were trying to find a linebackers. I don't know what the hell they were trying to do an investigation, and they come up empty. They find nothing. So he's fine. Hey, no problem. But then apparently this young lady decided to move on with her life. And as these things end, she takes it off. Well, apparently, Coach Moore takes kindly to that, and then everything started. And then allegedly, it was the unnamed assistant who then tipped off the university and said, "Oh, I got a problem." So that happens, and then they come in and they fire him. That's the rules. No severance, fire clause. You're out. Got to get a new coach. Then even Saxman's dog saying, "This is like the craziest thing I've ever heard," right? So then they go on with that, and then it gets a little bit better, and then Moore gets upset. He got fired. He lost a job. He lost a girlfriend. His affair went down the drain. Everybody knows about it, and so he then starts harassing her and goes to her home, breaks and enters, and then has some things go on. He's going to commit suicide, and he's harassing her and all that. And there's a home invasion. And so they call the cops, and the cops come and they cuff him and lead him out to jail. I would say, guys, this was not the best several days for Coach Moore, Michigan football, Michigan University, anybody. But so my first question is, how do you have an affair that long and like they do an investigation, find nothing? My second question, I'm going to just open up to the panel, is, well, why is the young lady still there? Didn't she violate the same protocol that he did? I mean, that's a little weird. So I'm just going to open it up, and let's start with the older guys in the room. We'll go age chronicle. Vince.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, boy, tough times in Ann Arbor. I mean, you go back a year in time after Michigan had beat Ohio State, and it seemed like both programs were heading in opposite directions, right? And Ohio State gets into the playoffs last year, wins it all, and the rest is history. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what Rich Eisen and his talk the other day. He's a Michigan grad. Mm-hmm. He said he got 4 or 5 calls from very significant people within the Michigan program that's the day after Ohio State beat Michigan, saying shit's going to happen here in 24 hours. So obviously they knew what was going on. Is it fair to assume, by what Rich Eisen said, had Michigan beat Ohio State, none of this stuff would have came to the surface? I think we know the answer to that, right? So it's amazing how they did keep this thing under wraps for, who knows, like you said, John, a couple of years. And then all of a sudden, nothing was brought up last year after Michigan beat Ohio State. Nothing was brought up when they won a national championship and they had this guy on their staff. But all of a sudden they lose to Ohio State, and it's time to maybe leak this to the public and move on with our head coach.
Saxford?
Yeah, I hadn't heard that, and I did listen to Rich Eisen. I think it was within like 2 hours of the game ending that the scandal broke. she's in her 30s, she's 32, but as far as from a legal perspective, why Michigan made a move and didn't make a move on her. I mean, she's the one who could have brought a suit against the university because he was in a position of authority over her. So you have the whole power dynamic structure in the organization. The fact that they didn't find anything on their first investigation, which probably was, hey, coach, did you do this? And he's going to go, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, we're satisfied. But when you lose and they probably want to replace you anyway, you become a target real quick. And I think they knew a lot more than they're willing to admit. They didn't want to blow up the whole season early on, find a new head coach, do all that. They were willing to wait the season out, see how it went. It wasn't a great season for Michigan, obviously, and they made the move. So it underscores a couple different things. One, winning is everything in college sports, and it covers up, as my grandfather used to say, sales growth covers a multitude of sins. And as long as you're winning, people will look the other way. But when you don't, they don't. So saddest state of affairs, University of Michigan. Feel sorry for both families involved here, as well as the Michigan football family and the Michigan alumni everywhere. Let's go Logan Powell, since John Fredericks doesn't know how to work a microphone.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the craziest aspects about this is the fact that he went to her apartment and was claiming that she ruined his life and all these different things, and it was just a bunch of crazy nonsense that it's just, I mean, two grown adults, they made a mistake. I mean, I don't know. It's just in a professional setting, as you're the head coach. You were also, Shamar Moore was also basically gifted his head coaching job whenever Harbaugh was, forced to go out. So he was the interim, and then they kind of just gave it to him. And he had a $30 million contract. He had a wife and kids and everything. And I mean, his life's ruined. Whether he goes to jail for a long time or just has a couple of misdemeanors, no matter what, his life is definitely ruined. He's probably not going to be able to get another coaching job because it's such a high scandal. And at a school like Michigan, I mean, you're already at you're already at the spotlight, and they've had issues before in the past, with Rich Rodriguez and other controversies. So like they're a school that's already at the limelight. So whatever you do is going to be exposed even more. And for Shamar Moore, he made a mistake, and the fact he was still trying to say it was the girl's fault, which, I mean, it takes two to tango, but he was the position of authority. He was her boss. Yeah. And also the fact that he gave her I think it was a 55% raise. So that is just, I don't know. There's just so many different factors that go into it that it's going to be a very bad look for Michigan for years to come.
Yeah, it's always the cover up, isn't it? And they might, if there's an allegation of cover up by the athletic department, because they got rid of the AD as well. And what's one of the things that one of those sidelines, this is one of those stories you sit back for a while, wait all the facts to come out. The fact that they got rid of the AD says,
and the thing too, Chris, is from a moral I mean, yeah, I know morality doesn't mean much anymore, but it does with me. And when you're married and you have 3 children, and this whole thing is going on, I don't care how many games you win or lose. That is bad, and that's a bad look. And society should look at that as a bad look. But hey, they beat Ohio State, so everything's okay.
Well, and that's just one of the unfortunate parts about life here. We could take a look at a lot of our political leaders over time, how that has for the last 30 years really trailed off. People do make mistakes, relationships suffer. Obviously, I think Sharon Moore is probably in a mental health crisis right now and needs support. But it also goes to a lot of the intensity that the profession brings, a lot of the money, a lot of the pressure. So I feel badly for him, his family, the girl, her family, the entire. It's just it's a bad situation all around. The question becomes, was it a matter? I think ultimately become a question of institutional cover up by the University of Michigan. Trent Connor.
Yeah, I agree that the institutional cover up is one of the bigger deals here. The timing of it, like Vince was saying, is a bit crazy. they waited until right after the Ohio State game to kind of release this. And the question I have is what does Michigan's future look like? Is this coaching job going to turn into one similar to Penn State's, where they just get used as leverage for other jobs? And how do the recruits respond to this? Is it going to be a case where you start losing guys left and right?
I don't think that matters. I mean, it obviously a new coach is going to come in, and recruits are going to have to figure it out. But I think the panel, I think you guys nailed it. Like the whole thing stinks because they said they got an anonymous tip. I mean, when you're having an affair, how long was this thing going on, guys? Years, right? Years, right? 2 years.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 3 years.
I mean, there's just no way, right? You're the football coach. I don't know what her job was, but there's no way people don't know this. The older guys on this show, forget the Zoomers here, me, Saxman, and Vince. We've been around this stuff our whole life in an environment where, it's, I don't know what you want to call it, inappropriate, if you will. We all know what's going on. You can never hide this stuff. And so they made, and when they said, we looked into it and found nothing, you found nothing. I mean, yes, like 3 people. So that to me, and then
why were you looking?
Because they said they got an anonymous tip.
Right.
So they investigated it and found nothing. Well,
this is a DoorDash driver.
I mean, the anonymous tip wouldn't have been, hey, I think coach is shacking up with somebody. The anonymous tip would have been, hey, he's having an affair with his assistant secretary right in his office, banging around the desk. I mean, that's what the anonymous tip is going to be. Well, we couldn't find any evidence of that after an exhaustive investigation before we played Ohio State. I mean, it is so asinine what has gone on. But here's my question. Listen, I guess you can say, power. He had the power. She didn't. But, I mean, isn't a rule a rule? Didn't she have an inappropriate relationship with a coach? Shouldn't she get fired as well? How's that work?
That would bring a lawsuit for the on the university. The discovery in this, when you go to court, the discovery motions on this would be absolutely brutal for the University of Michigan. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't get a very hefty payout and try to wash this thing out altogether. They'll hire a coach with a lot of money, and they'll come in with a lot of money on NIL and try to get this team back to winning. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're going to do.
She may assume the remainder of Moore's contract, which I believe is $15.8 million left on his contract that's left on the table. So she will probably collect a high percentage of that.
I think she'll get a lot more than that.
Yeah,
I don't know Michigan labor law, but I can't imagine it's going to be too good for the defendant in this case.
Because I guess that's why they had to act immediately, right? Because it was the girlfriend, the affairist. I don't know, mistress, I guess is the word you used back in the day. I'm not sure what the word is now, or I'm too old school. But mistress, I mean, she's the one that blew the whistle on him, right? Because like they said, they got an accusation, and they acted within an hour. So it had to be the person that was involved in it, right? Wouldn't have been like, the assistant.
The thing is, guys, this obviously this isn't groundbreaking, because we can go back in time, and I'm sure you guys can come up with other names as well.
Yeah,
too.
Bobby
Let me throw
Petrino.
some names at you. Bobby Petrino, Rick Pitino, Urban Meyer, allegations of Lane Kiffin. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of football and basketball coaches. And I'm sure you guys can come up with names as well, too, to add to that list. So it's not like this is a unique situation.
No,
Well, that's not the question. I mean, it's like, do people speed? Yes, they do speed. We all, everyone, there's a societal understanding that these things do in fact happen. The question becomes, what's the legal liability for university? Yeah. The difficulty for the family in the department, and what will other departments around the country, athletic departments, football programs do in response to this to try to mitigate these kinds of things from happening. That's what's ultimately going to happen here. The human error we all get, the human judgment we all get.
The thing is, guys, multiple people knew about this, right? Just like they knew about Petrino when he was like on this motorcycle with his girlfriend. and has a wipeout. I mean, and then, the Kiffin stories go on forever. And then the Patino story, I mean, they got caught red-handed in his office on the desk. Like somebody opened the door. Like, excuse me. So, I mean, this stuff has been going on, but it's just,
it sounds like to me that she just said, we're breaking up essentially, and he wasn't going to have it. And he freaked out.
Yeah. And that was it. He freaked out, and then she had no choice but to go to the authorities because she was going to call the police, and then, he was going to get named, but, lucky he's not. Tell you, if that was me, I mean, it'd be like John Wayne Babbitt II. I mean, was that guy's name John Wayne Babbitt or something? Oh, you young guys are too.
It's really early in the morning for John. I'm on my first cup of coffee. I can't remember that. Oh my God.
Okay, let's get.
And John, just on behalf of the rest of us, thank you for that lovely visual. What the hell?
I'm saying it could be worse for the guy.
It could be a lot worse.
It could be a lot worse for him. Okay, let's get to let's get to some football picks. Who got screwed? Who didn't? And we'll start with. But I got to start with last night. I got home very, very late. Plane delays, whatever. And I'm like, oh man, I get this text from Mitch. I got to pick my Wi-Fi. I got to drop my kids off at the airport. I can't do the show. I'm like, dude, man, I'm just late. Whatever. I got to get a good night's sleep. Boom. Popped in my REM sleep before I went to bed, cuddled there, got all cuddled up with the cat, and was watching TV or something. I said, I got to go to bed. I got to get up and do this show. REM sleep, baby. 15 minutes. I was out like a light, got up, ready to go, jumped out of bed. Here we are. Now, if you want a good night's sleep and you want to feel better, it's so easy. I got so many opportunities for you to have a better quality of life. Here's all you got to do. Go to healthycell.com/Godzilla. healthycell.com/Godzilla. Boom. You're right there. And all you got to do, is get REM sleep. Put in promo code Godzilla. Get 20% off. Get shipped right to you. Do it now. First night you take it, you're going to dream like a baby. You're going to get a good night's sleep and jump out of bed. And so all you got to do is go to healthycell. That's about quality of life, right? Saxman knows. Healthycell.com.
I'm looking up the ingredients now. This should be interesting.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Calming herbs, amino acids. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's good stuff, man. I mean, I go right to sleep. So does Ann. Joe takes it.
Nice. GABA.
Yeah. Okay. I got the big guy coming in.
Melatonin. Yeah.
Yeah. I got the big guy coming in Christmas week from Arizona State University. So both boys are going to be there for a week. So I'm really looking. Jack's back, runs WV Sports Nation. Go to WVSportsNation.com. So it's always good when you get them all together for the holidays. So I'm kind of fired up about that. Go to healthycell.com, promo code Godzilla. Get yourself 20% off. So football playoffs are upon us. Notre Dame, cry me a river. They're whining as usual. Oh, and now they're not going to play in a bowl game because they're going to boycott the bowl game because they didn't get picked. Like, ask me if I care. But a lot of teams got screwed here. What about Vanderbilt? They got totally the whack. They got hosed too. So let's start. Let's just go around the horn. Start with Logan Powell. Who got screwed here in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, you could say Vanderbilt has a case, but I mean, they had their chances. They lost to Texas. I mean, they had opportunities, but I mean, you could say Notre Dame deserved to be in at a certain degree. I mean, they're a good team, and I think people are still trying to discredit that. They are a good team. However, them not playing in the conference, them not having a conference championship game, definitely hurts them. I mean, other teams are playing an extra game while they're sitting at home, and not to mention throughout their schedule they're playing teams like Stanford and such. So I don't know. It's the strength of schedule that's not very strong, and the lack of a conference championship and conference opponents that really hurt Notre Dame's chances of getting in consistently. That's why you see two group of fives in, James Madison and Tulane. I mean, James Madison, they got in. I mean, they had a really good season. They got in kind of fluky whenever Duke beat Virginia in the ACC championship because James Madison beat them early in the year. So you can't not have them in after they beat the eventual ACC champions. But I don't know. I mean, a few SEC schools. I mean, Tennessee had a good year and they didn't get in. Vanderbilt, Texas. I mean, there's always going to be a multitude of schools. I was kind of a little bit surprised that Miami was able to squeeze in there, but good by the ACC to get at least one member in there. But yeah, I mean, Notre Dame is kind of beefing with the ACC now, so that's going to be interesting to see how that.
Well, let me just throw this out. You got ACC is a Power 4 conference, right? It's a Power 4 conference. Good football teams are not. It's Power 4 conference. You have a ACC champion, Duke. They beat Virginia. Why didn't they get an automatic bid? What is the purpose of having the conference championship if you win the conference and you're the champion of the conference and you don't get an auto bid? I mean, why do you pick Miami? Like Duke won the conference. Miami didn't win the conference. Vince, help me out here. To me, Duke got screwed.
Blame how it's written. The way the college football playoffs is written is the 4 highest ranked conference champions get automatic bids. So with Duke winning it, the next down the list was JMU. They were the highest conference champions. So the way the rules are written is all screwed up. I'm not saying that Miami is definitely better than Notre Dame, but don't you think head to head should count as some weight? I mean, that's the only way you could measure the two teams is, okay, they played each other. Who won? Well, Miami won. Okay, well then let's bump Miami in ahead of Notre Dame. So really 2 questions arrive from this, the way the rules are written. Was JMU better than Duke? And was Miami better than Notre Dame? And I think it's fair to assume, the way the rules are written for the playoffs, I would say yes to both of those questions.
Trent, hasn't this whole debacle really tarnished this whole process? I mean, I think we're all waiting for the 16-team playoff to come, no bye weeks, make this thing real. But it's so subjective, and I think it's really hurt the brand. I mean, the NCC brand, the NCAA brand, and athletics as it is has taken a huge hit in the last 18 months. But this was just a joke. The way these teams got selected. And it's all subjective and why is Alabama in there with 3 losses? Like, don't wins and losses matter now? Like, you can lose 3 games and you're still in? I mean, who'd ever heard of that?
Yeah, I think they could make it simpler for sure. But the NCAA also does this with college basketball every year. They have a selection committee and teams get snubbed every year, and it doesn't seem to affect college basketball as much as it's affecting college football.
Because it's a field of 64, right? It's 64. You got a field here of 12, but I think when they go to 16, I'm thinking, Logan, when they go to 16, I think that's going to solve, because then there'll be the 17 team pissed. But I think that's going to kind of solve it, Logan. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, no matter how many teams they add, someone's always going to be bitching. But I mean, 16 teams will be. I think that'd be good. But at the end of the day, every single year, there's only 2 or 3 teams that can possibly win it. A very good chance to win it. I mean, for this year, Georgia, Texas Tech, I would say are in Ohio State and Indiana. Those are probably the 4 teams I would say have the best chance. And you could probably take Texas Tech out of that group. But no matter what, someone's always going to bitch. But on another point you made, John, about Alabama getting in, so the committee doesn't count a loss if you're in your conference championship. So they will not count that loss towards you because it's an extra game and you earn the right to be in there. So Alabama losing their conference championship is better than Miami not even playing in their conference championship. The committee.
Hey, Logan, I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying. Then how come Virginia got screwed then?
Well, what about BYU? They
got screwed too.
Same thing. Yeah, it was the same thing that happened with Alabama, and BYU dropped down to number 12, I believe. But Bama stayed right at number 9. How does that make sense?
I don't know. But this whole thing about, the conference games don't matter, then don't play a conference game. Then get rid of the conference championships. I mean, it's like winning. Like now, winning doesn't matter. Well, hey, I'm Alabama. I showed up in the Georgia Dome or whatever they call it now, Mercedes-Benz Dome. I got that shit kicked out of me. I got -2 yards rushing. I got killed, but hey, I got a participation trophy, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
leave
because, well, it's a conference game and it's like a bonus game. Like,
Leave-
They can make money off the game. That's the only reason it exists. They could sell. They could sell it.
Leave it to the NCAA to screw up something as simple as this. I mean, you take the top 16, that's it. You take 2 rankings, you average them out, and you say tough toenails, anyone doesn't make it. The model that exists that needs to be deployed to college football exists in the English Premier League. You have to go to a relegation status. The model is there. You got to get rid of the football and basketball conferences. You take the conferences that are for Olympic sports only. You make them regional. You make them mean something. So NC State's not playing Cal in a softball game during the middle of the week or the end of the week. You have to play Stanford to justify their trip, or USC playing Rutgers. It's just asinine the way they've got this thing set up right now. And the NCAA had better get on the stick, figure this thing out, because most of these teams that we're talking about here, the top tier, they don't need the NCAA. They don't need them financially. They could go out and form their own super conference and just deal with it. And it would be a dominant force for the next generation. So NCAAs better get on the stick and figure this thing out, because when you look, we're not, and my daughter graduated from James Madison. I live 20 minutes from it. It's fantastic to see, but they don't deserve to be there. They're just not there as a program, nor does Tulane. No disrespect, but the rules were written to help these other conferences and these other teams out. That's just stupid. I mean, that's not how it works in the real world. It's counterproductive, and it's why we're having this conversation, because people, they can't make up their minds and just make it as simple as possible and just get on with it. It's sad to see.
Well, I think when they expand to 16 teams, it's definitely going to be better. Let's get to the odds of winning the championship, of being the championship. So I just tell you this story, right? So I didn't have a good weekend last weekend, right? I just didn't. I had the Saints, but I had a couple losers in there, and I was busy traveling, going to wherever we were doing. So Monday night, I bet the Chargers win that bet. So that's good, right? So now I get a little jack, right? Whatever I had in my account, I just bet on the Chargers. Shouldn't have won the game, but I did, right? So Chargers win. So then I go to the college football playoff futures to win the championship on DraftKings, right? Just scrolling around, got a little, going to lunch or whatever. And Georgia's 6-1. They're 600. And I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be a mistake. So I actually refreshed it. It's like there's no way that Georgia can be 6-1. They're 6-1. So I bet them immediately. I don't know what they are now. Trent, you can look it up. But whatever was in my account, I bet it all on Georgia at 6-1. Like, why are they 6-1? And like Indiana was like minus 280. Ohio State was like minus 250. How is Georgia's? How did I get 6-1 odds on that, Trent?
Yeah, they're plus 550 right now, so 5.5 to 1. They have a tougher. I mean, Indiana and Ohio State have a pretty easy draw, I think, especially Indiana. They play the winner of Alabama, Oklahoma, which is not. I think Indiana can handle both those teams relatively easily. The real game I would like to see is Indiana versus Texas Tech. Those are two stalwart defenses that would be going up against each other, and we'll see how Mendoza reacts to that Texas Tech front seven, Jacob Rodriguez, their linebacker. But yeah, Georgia didn't impress me a whole lot this year in the same terms that Ohio State and Indiana did.
So who does Ohio State have to go through to get to the championship?
They play the winner of Texas A&M and Miami.
Okay, and then what?
And then they would play Georgia or Ole Miss or Tulane.
Right. So Ohio State's got to get through Georgia. And who's the toughest team for Indiana to get through?
Texas Tech in the semifinal. They play the winner of Alabama, Oklahoma. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, they should win that game. And then they got to play Texas Tech. So we could see Georgia, Indiana. We could see Indiana, Ohio State rematch, right? Either of those scenarios can play out. I love my 6-1 bet because I just love the Georgia coach. I watched that whole game on the Trump bus and with a bunch of friends over there. And I mean, it was a shellacking. I think they're getting better every single week. And the thing about Kirby Smart is, I mean, the guy's second half adjustments are phenomenal. I just think this team's getting better and better.
Mhm.
So catching 6-1, I like that. All right, let's go around the horn. Trent, lay the odds out of the top 4 teams quickly if you have it handy.
Ohio State plus 215, Indiana plus 280, Georgia plus 550, Texas Tech plus 800.
Okay, those are the top ones. Obviously, nobody's going to be picking James Madison. Obviously, what is Oregon?
Plus 900, they're 5th.
Okay, they're 5th. Let's get your picks. Let's get your future picks to win it all. I've already given you mine. Georgia plus 600. Let's go around the room. Vince Mayako, the old ball coach.
Well, I was going to ask Trent what the futures are on Texas Tech, but plus 800 on Tech. Let's take that. Let's take that right now.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of value on Texas Tech at plus 800.
There's a lot of jack can be made on that one.
Yeah, that's
I
where
might have to drop
that's where
a
I
coin or
put
two
my
on
money.
that one.
Just for value's sake, I think that's a little high for that team.
All right.
No,
So
they're
is that your pick? Give me your pick to win. Don't tell me about value.
Indiana.
Okay, because here's the thing with value. There's 2 kinds of tickets. The ones you cash at the window and the ones you throw in the garbage. So the value proposition doesn't matter if it goes in the trash.
Mhm.
So who's your pick, Vince?
Okay, value would be Texas Tech. My mind says Indiana.
All right, Trent,
I like Indiana.
Sachs.
Look, this is not a retirement account, okay? This is called fun. You take 100 and you put it on T-Tech, and you put 100 and you put it on Indiana. You're looking pretty good.
Okay. I don't even know what that means. Statler.
I think we get an Ohio State and Indiana rematch, and the Buckeyes will win the rematch.
I don't think that's a bad play.
Yeah.
You know, because I thought the Buckeyes should have won that game 24-10. We're going to get to that in a minute. Logan?
Yeah, Indiana's a really good team, tough on both sides, but Georgia at plus 550 is not only good value, but just a really good bet. I mean, you can never go wrong with betting on Kirby Smart, one of the best coaches, if not the best in the nation, and his whole coaching staff. They're really good at adjustments and just out maneuvering, out coaching the opposing opponents.
So Logan and Godzilla are going with the Georgia Bulldogs to win it all. Vince, your pick was what? Indiana?
Indiana. Yeah.
Trent, Indiana. Saxman had no pick that I could understand. Statler?
Ohio State.
All right.
I want James Madison to cover is all I want right now.
I don't know what
Sax
the hell.
Sax
I
had
don't know what the hell
JMU.
Saxman does in there. You know, what was that Ben Franklin said? "And a fool is money and are soon parted."
No, I'll see how they go. I'll be a game time decision on any of these, but that Georgia pick at 3 for 550, that's nice. That's a nice bet. I think Indiana. Look, if you're not American, if you're not betting on Indiana, let's be honest. Put something on Indiana just for fun.
Hey, John,
no,
can I venture off the script?
No. I just got back from Indiana. I'm betting against the Colts every game, Pacers every game. I bet against the Hoosiers every game. I hate Indiana. I hope they all lose out, all of them, because I'm so pissed.
John didn't cover the spread this week in Indiana, if you can't tell.
I was going to bet Indiana all week. All week. I'm like, I'm going to take
He took the over and lost badly.
I don't bet over under, but I'm going to take so I bet Ohio State money line.
You
right?
bet Indiana Senate and lost.
Yes, I lost that too. I'd have a good weekend in Indiana.
Never bet on the state that elected Mike Pence. That's all I gotta say.
I'm with you on that one, and the other guy too, Mitch, whatever his name is, bunch of rhinos.
He's a very good college president.
Rhino state of all time, but this is not about politics, right? So I changed my mind at the last minute. Okay. And sometimes that's good and bad. And I'm like, Ohio State's a better team. I'm just going to bet Ohio State money line, right? Now, you're watching this game. Okay. You got the ball, first and goal, inside the 5, 4 times. Inside the 5, first and goal. You come away with 10 points. Ohio State should have won this game 24-10. But the play calling, okay? I just want to get you guys' comment here. The play calling, right? So you got a 3rd and 1 on the 2. You're throwing a pass. It's incomplete. Now you go 4th and 1. The guy's knee hits. You don't make it. You turn the ball over on downs. Stupid play number 1. Run the ball 2 times. You're not going to stop that guy they had. Run it. Just quarterback sneak two times. They don't do that. They throw a stupid pass. Then here's what blew my mind. Okay. Everybody's comment here. You got 2:30 left on the clock. You're driving the ball. You're on their 4-yard line, right? You got a 3rd and 1. I'm sorry. They're at the 3. There's 2:30 on the clock. You're going to get a touchdown. You are going to win this game. If you get a first down on a 3rd and 1, if you run the ball, Indiana has to start to call timeouts, right? You got 2 shots to run the ball in the end zone. Or to get a first down, they need a 1 yard. Got 2 shots. Going to take a minute off the clock, get you down to a minute and 30, or they got to spend 2 timeouts. You get a touchdown, they get the ball back with 52 seconds and no timeouts, down by 4, Ohio State wins that game. Instead, they throw a pass on 3rd down, stupid, wasn't even close. And then Ryan Day, I got the number 1 team in the country. I got the number 1 team, and I don't have the courage to go for it. So instead, I kick a field goal going for a tie, giving them the ball back with over 2 minutes to go and all 3 timeouts. He played not to lose that game. It was a terrible decision. And what message does he tell the team? I don't think you guys can get a yard. You're not really the number 1 team, and I'm going to play for a tie. And of course, they missed the field goal, and Indiana runs out the clock. Let's go around the horn, get everybody's input on that.
You play to win the game.
Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, so two takes from that game. Number 1, the first time Ohio State had faced a deficit all year in the second half. I think sometimes coaching staffs freak out in that situation. I like to have that problem, to be quite honest. But when it's the first time that you've trailed in the second half of a game all season long, I think probably the mind works a little differently. And let's be honest, and Sachs, you know where I'm coming with this. Ohio State had never faced a team like Indiana this year that punched them in the mouth like they did last Saturday night. They got out, even though, John, I would tend to agree with you. Probably Ohio State should have won the game. But the most physical team on the field that night was Indiana.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you, Coach. And here's what I don't understand, and to John's point, you're Ohio State, you're that close in the game. This isn't the championship of all championships. You both are going to receive first-round buys in the playoff. Why don't you reach back and just try to punch them square in the mouth and give your team momentum going into the playoffs, right? Why hold back at this point? I didn't get it either, John. I'm like, what are you doing? This is almost a throwaway game from that perspective, because the championship, the NCAA championship is what you're really playing for here. You're going to get a bye. You're going to get an extra week of rest. Punch them. I mean, they're college kids. Well, they're not college kids anymore. They're like the Mormons used to be when they get 2 years off and get pumped up somewhere else, right? For those of you who don't understand what BYU does. But yeah, I didn't understand it too. I'm going, why are you doing this? Just hit them. Just hit them.
Especially when they've been pounding the ball down everybody's throats all season. And this instance is where you're scared and you're going to play conservative. It doesn't make any sense. I couldn't agree with you guys more.
Yeah, that's just why. Didn't answer the why question. I get the in-game tactics and strategies and going, okay, if we do X, Y, and Z, we can manage it. We like our defense. They haven't scored that much this year. Okay, fine. But why?
I mean, you go to win a game.
Right.
I mean, it was the 3rd down call that infuriated me, because I'm sitting there and I'm like 3rd and 1 on the 3, 2:30 to go. And I'm saying, I can't lose this bet. I just can't lose. You got to run the ball 2 times. They got to start calling timeout. You are going to get a yard in 2 runs. Just quarterback sneak it twice. You're going to get a yard. Then you got 1st and goal on the 2. Then you run it 3 times to get in. Now there's a half a minute left. Game. Instead,
and by running, John, by running the ball, you probably force Indiana to take one of their 3 timeouts as well too.
They would have had to take, if they got a 1st and goal, they would have had to take 2, 3 times. maybe all 3 timeouts. And why would you pass the ball, get an incomplete pass? You stop the clock. It was an insane call. And then you go for a field goal for a tie, like kissing your sister. Unbelievable.
And no fans.
This is why Ryan Day. This is why I'm not a Ryan Day fan. I mean, grow a pair.
Yeah, I don't understand. How do you say to your fans who are salivating in the stands and around the country, we're going to play for a tie? No, come on, man. This is a no-brainer kind of a conversation. You're not on the 11 and it's 4th and goal, right? You're knocking on the door. Punch the door in, right?
And more importantly, you're the defending national champions, and at the time, still the number 1 team in the country. Play like it.
Exactly. It's like Elon Omar marrying her brother.
That's nasty.
Jack's not here, so either is Mitch. Hey, Mitch, when you take off to take your kids to the airport, whatever, this is stuff that goes on, right? You're not here. Okay, guys. Any other games that really?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Before we meet next week, we've got a Friday night college football game, Alabama at Oklahoma, and I believe, help me out, Trent, I think Bama is a 1.5 point favorite at this time.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's the only playoff game that we will miss. The rest of them are next Saturday.
This is a rematch.
Who's your pick there, Vince? Vince, you got a pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I think Bama squeaks in and watch Bama go on the road and win.
Yeah, that's
Trent.
Yeah, I mean this game's basically a pick 'em at this point. I'd roll with Bama. I think there's gonna be a lot of public money coming in before now and then, but I'd still take Bama.
Sachs?
I love Oklahoma at home here. They've already beaten Alabama once. They're going to be at home. Love the atmosphere in Norman. It's a fabulous stadium. But I think Oklahoma's a better defensive team. I don't think Alabama's that good this year. But, if you're a playoff team like Oklahoma with their legacy, they want this. And that state's going to be jacked up the whole week getting ready for this game. I love Alabama here. Straight up money line. Boop.
Statler.
Yeah, I can't pick Bama. I don't trust them in big games. I got to roll with the Sooners here.
Logan with the Axeman beard.
all right. Yeah, I mean, even with Alabama having Ryan Grubb and Kellen DeBoer together, where they had that really nasty offense with Michael Penix at Washington, their offense has not clicked this year. Ty Simpson, he's a good quarterback, but
not that good.
Now their offense is just not as explosive. Ryan Williams hasn't been the same since his spin around catch last year against Georgia. I just think that Oklahoma's defense is nasty, but I think in terms of big game matchups, I'm taking DeBoer and as in a coaching battle. That's I'm gonna go with Alabama.
Yeah, no, I mean Oklahoma just went into Tuscaloosa and beat them less than a month ago,
and now they're at home. The solid bet here has to be Oklahoma. Now Alabama might win the game. It's going to be a close game, I think. But if you're placing any kind of money on this thing, it's got to go Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's defense is still unreal. I think that's going to be the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, Alabama got -2 yards rushing. Okay. And if you look at that game, that was not like Indiana, Ohio State, where whoever won was going to get a bye. Right? I mean, they were fighting. They didn't know if they were going to make it if they got beat. So they were fighting to get into the playoffs. I mean, that's what a couple people that were with me Friday night on the bus. By the way, we got a big TV on there. It's fantastic. Watching the game, they bet Alabama because they said Georgia's in no matter what. This was kind of the Brigham Young argument that blew up earlier in the day. Georgia's in no matter what. Alabama's got to fight to get in. They have to win this game. Georgia doesn't care. Bunch of guys I was with bet the Tide. I just don't think they're that. I don't think they're that good. I mean, they got 3 losses for a reason, guys.
They barely beat Auburn, and they barely beat South Carolina.
Auburn should have beaten them.
South Carolina should have beaten them. Had them beat late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. No.
So how the hell are they
number
9?
I love Oklahoma here. I think this is one of the best bets of the season.
I think they're
at home. Getting 1.5 points. This is Alabama money just based on the name, as far as I'm concerned.
This is the brand game.
You're right, Saxman. This is a brand game.
I mean,
All right.
they're the number one ranked team with 3 losses.
Yeah. How the hell are they ranked number 9?
No one can figure it out.
Because
I'm
they're
going to
spelled
Sooners.
Lalabama.
Yeah.
That's how that's why they're there.
All right, I got to give.
Did anyone think Kalen
Up
DeBoer
for
had a
their
great
SEC.
coaching night against Georgia? No. No.
Minus 2 yards.
If they weren't in the SEC, they wouldn't be number 9, in
No.
my opinion.
No,
Vanderbilt should be there instead of Alabama. I'd have put
agree.
Vanderbilt in. I mean, did you guys see that game where they absolutely they trounced Tennessee? I mean,
yeah. But if
They
you put Vanderbilt in, you have to put Texas in.
well, they didn't punt one time in that game. 105,000 fans. They didn't punt the ball one time. New sheriff in town, baby, and it ain't the Vols. Listen, quick word from our good friends at the Wellness Company. Mars, you say, what is Mars, John? Testosterone supplement. Now, Logan doesn't need this. Trent doesn't need it. Brendan doesn't need it. But for me, Saxman, and Vince, and you guys out there, this is one of the best things. Well, this is testosterone supplement called Mars. So I go to the doctor, I get my checkup, right? I do all the thing, and I'm strong as a bull. I got a couple, well, he said, well, your testosterone's down, which is normal for a guy. So probably should give you a shot. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. So I called my Dr. Kelly Victory at the Wellness Company. She's like, dude, all you need to do is go to twc.health/Godzilla, promo code, your own promo code, get Mars, which is a testosterone supplement. Take 2 a day. After about 90 days, you're really going to feel a difference. No question about it. So you guys out there, you get older, that testosterone, it just drains out and affects a lot more things than you just think. So just go to twc.health/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla, get 10% off. It's only $69 a bottle. Get 10% off. It's like $60. Can't beat it. You're going to start feeling better after about 2 months. Get more energy. I've got so much energy. Now, I wouldn't give these to Sherrod, whatever his name is, the coach at Michigan. I certainly wouldn't give these to him. So be sure you don't order them for him and give it to him for Christmas. Probably a bad idea.
Where he is right now is probably not a good place for supplements on testosterone. Just put it out there.
But for everybody else over 40, not the Zoomers here, everybody else over, if you young guys take this, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad, right? But for all guys over 40, right, this is a good thing to have. Just go to twc.health/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla, 10% off.
Just look at the smile on that Terrapin. Just look at the smile on that Terrapin. He's living that testosterone.
You got him, baby. Let's go. Here's the turtle.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Bobby Petrino's on line 3.
No, please, dear God, stop.
What is he?
It was bad enough with Bob Dole and the Viagra commercials. You're like, no, come on, boys. let's dial this stuff back, right?
That, you know what? See, again, this is where age comes in. Bob Dole was the first one to launch Viagra, and he did the Viagra commercials. I'll never forget that. And
I thought it would have been Bill Clinton.
Then he did the Pepsi commercial with and Britney Spears is on the Pepsi commercial, and his dog starts barking. He's like, "Down, boy."
I mean, it was hilarious,
hysterical.
Especially the one he did a couple of them, but the one where he had Elizabeth Dole on with him, who's shaking her head like that was. She was like older than him, and she's like shaking her head. Yep, this stuff's good. I mean, you go back in time, like you just can't make this stuff up. All right, where are we?
America's game, Army Navy today. Navy
Okay.
a 6-point favorite.
Who is the favorite there?
Navy -6.
All right, give us your picks. Let's go counterclockwise. Paul.
Yeah, no. Navy's actually a really good team. I mean, for the past 2-3 years, they've hovered around, a potential Group of 5 participant in the 12-team playoff, but they just they're never able to, fully get over the hump. But they're a good team, and I expect them to cover tonight.
Statler.
The Secretary of War's picking Navy. So am I. Let's go Navy.
Chris Saxman.
I can't follow up that brilliant analysis other than to say let's just go with the dog in this one because it's America's game, and I want a close one. Not go Army.
Okay, I'm really interested in Trent Connor's analysis for this.
Yeah, there's a lot of bets and money on Navy, and for that reason, I'm gonna take Army. I think it'll be a closer game.
Vince?
Go Navy, beat Army.
All right, I'm going with Trent. I'm going to take the 6, even though the Navy is blowing up all these drug boats. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got a couple minutes here. We got to get to some of these baseball trades. So the Dodgers sign the best closer in baseball, Edwin Diaz. No surprise there. They've got all the money. Their luxury tax this next season is going to be more than 8 teams' entire payroll. It's like ridiculous. But what do you think about Pete Alonso? And I also think Kyle Tucker's going to the Dodgers because they just have so much money. They don't care. Let's go to what about Pete Alonso going to the Orioles? Trent?
Yeah, I love this move for the Orioles. They get, I mean, obviously there's some history here with the Orioles previously signing Chris Davis to a huge contract as a 30-plus-year-old first baseman, and that obviously didn't play out well. But I think this is a good move for the future of this team. They have a very young ball squad with a lot of left-handed batters. Now you slot in Pete Alonso on the right side of the plate. Big power bat. His numbers weren't as high as they had been in the last season, but I think it'll translate into this young lineup with Jackson Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rushman, a lot of young bats around him. I think it'll be a really good addition.
Vince?
Yeah, I think the Orioles had this right. They traded Ryan O'Hearn for prospects from the Padres at the trade deadline. And now by signing Alonso, they definitely upgraded at first base big time and got prospects along the way when they traded O'Hearn. I think, last 3 or 4 years, the Orioles have been good. Last year, they had a rough year. I think you're going to see a bounce back year with the Orioles this year. I really do. Of course, they got to be able to pitch the ball, but I like what they did at first base by getting Alonso.
Logan?
Yeah, their pitching's been the biggest issue, but they still need to address that. But getting Pete Alonso is going to add a lot to their offensive production and adding just a veteran presence into that very young clubhouse. I mean, Gunnar Henderson's one of the top shortstops in the game. He had kind of a down year last year. Same with Adley Rutschman behind the plate. But overall, they have the makings of building some over there in Baltimore. They just had a down year. I fully expect him to be back.
Statler?
Yeah, I agree with everybody. I think having him in the locker room just from a veteran mindset is going to be great for the ball club. His offensive production last year, I think it's going to be a great going into this year again for Baltimore. So great move by the Orioles.
Saxman?
Massive for the Orioles in a very, very difficult division, the AL East with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. To put that bat in that lineup is critical. But as Coach said, without the pitching, it's you're gonna lose 11-10 a lot of these games. But if they get some pitching in the free agency, make some other trades for draft picks, they could do some damage in the AL East. Probably don't win it this year with the Blue Jays playing so well, but they're going to be in contention for a number of years with the Alonso pick.
5-year contract, guys in his 30s, probably get 2 years out of him. Here's their other problem, and I've been saying this now for a year. There's going to be no baseball in 2027. I hope you guys realize that. There will be that season will get locked out the entire season because they have to fix this salary cap or the game is going to eventually die. What the Dodgers are doing is you can't sustain it. Okay. They got to get a floor. They got to get a salary cap. They got to do it the way the NHL has done it. Football has done it to get parity and to get teams that don't tank like the Pirates that just make money by losing. No. And the A's, you can't do that. So there's going to have to be a floor, and there's going to have to be a salary cap.
Yep.
Players aren't going to go for it. 2027, there'll be no Major League Baseball, so it'll be fun watching these kids playing in minor leagues.
Well, they need the floor. There's no question they need a floor, and they can have a very high ceiling here. And I think one of the players association has to get grasped is the strength and the well-being of this sport long term.
Long term.
Long term, and you can have a very high ceiling, but you have to have a solid floor so that the Pirates and the other teams like
A's,
that. And
Marlins. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be, because the Pirates have figured out how to make money by losing. I mean, it's just you got to stop. It's not fair to the fans.
Reverse incentives. You got to do it the right way and be competitive and try. Or you should be subject to having the franchise sold from underneath you by the owners and say you're no longer a franchise owner.
Sack, shouldn't that be an easy sell to the Players Association? Yeah, we're going to have a salary cap, but we're also going to have a salary floor as well, too.
No, they're not going to go for it.
They will.
They're not going to go for it.
I see how they could not.
We're talking the probably ultimate outcome where this negotiation starts. But to have it 33 years later than the last time and still not have this thing figured out is a stain on the game and the league and the Players Association. They need to avoid this because there is competition for the almighty entertainment dollar in this country.
All right, guys, we got to go. I want to thank everybody for being with us. Coming up next, NFL Sunday right here on Godzilla Wins. Keep it right here. Don't go away.
West Virginia Sports Nation gives you a top-of-the-mountain view of the Mountaineers sports landscape. See what's happening in all the sports, far beyond football, basketball, and baseball. Gymnastics, track and field, rowing, swimming and diving, golf, volleyball, tennis. More sports, more stories. If the Mountaineers play the game, WVSportsNation.com has it covered. Up-to-date and insightful articles written by Mountaineers for Mountaineers Nation. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com.
The best part about waking up in the morning is a great cup of coffee, and I get this every day with my 1775 coffee. It's rich, it's bold, best tasting coffee I've ever had. Single origin, farmed in Bolivia, 7,000 feet. It's always fresh, roasted daily. This is the best coffee you're ever going to get. Go to 1775coffee.com, 1775coffee.com. Promo code Godzilla, 10% off. It's going to make your day every day.
You woke up with a sore throat and a low-grade fever. You know you are getting sick, so here's your choices. You can get sicker and miss work, try to see a doctor this week, or sit hours in a crowded waiting room at urgent care.
I have a smarter option for you. Open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Order online fast and save $45. Your kit with prescriptions to treat common and life-saving illnesses is rushed to your door. Visit twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla.
John Frederick, your Godzilla of truth, fiercely independent.
No ties to Wall Street. I promote Main Street.
The John Frederick Media Network, privately owned and operated, on top of the issues on air and online.
Trucking the truth every day for 14 years.
The John Frederick Show drives your morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. The only independent White House correspondent with live reports from the White House. Hit JohnFredericksRadio.com. Watch at JFMN.tv. John Frederick, your Godzilla of truth.
Who's going to stop me now?
Nobody.
Did you know that somebody could literally steal your house? Yeah, that is a thing that happens. It is when a criminal forges your signature on one document, uses one fake notary stamp, and then spends about $30, $40 with the county recorder. They then take out loans using your home equity as collateral. And the worst part of it is, you don't even know it's happening until you start getting collections and foreclosure notices. Most people don't check on their home title because why would you feel like you needed to? But this right here is why you need to use Home Title Lock. They have $1 million triple lock protection that helps keep your home and equity safe. It includes 24/7 monitoring with protection immediately, urgent alerts in case there's any changes in your title. Then if fraud does happen, they have a US-based restoration team that will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title.
Find out if you're already a victim. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now.
John Frederick, He's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby.
Then, on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla Wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by West Virginia SportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
Okay, you're on Godzilla Wins. I'm John Fredericks. I am your host. It is NFL Sunday. We're going to get to the NFL. Great to have you with us. This is the number one sports analysis and pick show in America, Godzilla Wins. You can check us out every Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. And we got football coming, and we got winners coming. We got a lot of good things. We got a great panel, as always. Plus, we got the phone lines are open. Al loves to take your calls. Big Al in the captain's chair in Rich Vegas. Great to have you with us. You can call 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646, 888-480-5646. Our panel of picking winners right here. And the best analysis you're going to get. I'm your host, John Fredericks, sitting in for Mitch Rogers, who is dropping his family off at the airport today. So I got stuck with being the host. Sorry, Mitch will be back next week. The old ball coach, Vince Mayako, coach from Taft College, got his shirt on there. He's all fired up, ready to go. Bakersfield, California. I think there's the only Republican remaining in California is Vince Mayako and his wife, Tammy. So that's two. Trent Connor is with us. Trent, a prolific writer and picker on WVSportsNation.com, WVSportsNation.com, one of our top writers. Chris Saxman, who needs no introduction. He heads our new show, The Renegade Rant, which basically is a breakdown of all Steelers games. That's heard in our Pittsburgh and West Virginia stations, 12:30 on Wednesday. And, of course, you can get it after that on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Rumble. We could have put it on YouTube because of a copyright issue, because they call it Renegade Rant, blah, blah, blah. That's what lawyers said. So it is on Rumble. Brendan Statler, also part of Renegade Rant, part of the The Torch team, does sales, does writing, right? Kind of mixes church and state. And Logan Powell, senior writer with WVSportsNation.com. And Godzilla Wins is brought to you by WVSportsNation.com. WVSportsNation.com. You want to bookmark it, you want to go there, you want to sign up for the newsletter alerts every day. WVSportsNation.com. If you are a West Virginia University sports fan, it doesn't matter what it is, rowing, shooting, rifle, wrestling, swimming, volleyball, or any of the big ones, all of it at WVSportsNation.com, WVSportsNation.com. And you want to read Mitch's column. Mitch, please, don't want to miss that. But we got beat writers, we got coverage. It is the greatest site ever for WV Sports. Go to WVSportsNation.com and get all of our writers there, and you're really going to enjoy it. WVSportsNation.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, then please call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER if you know anybody that can be helped out by it. And this pick show is for entertainment purposes only. Only bet what you can afford to lose. Never get in over your head. And if you have a problem again, just call 1-800-GAMBLER. So let's get right to it, guys. So I have this thing where I say, never bet Atlanta, right? Never bet them, no matter, because you can't trust them. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what the hell you're going to get. Never bet Atlanta, right? I bet them against 2 weeks ago against the Jets. Lose that bet, right? Never bet Atlanta. So all day I'm betting Tampa, minus 5.5. 8:05. I go into my account and I'm like, screw it. I'm going to break what I say, and I'm going to bet the Falcons because Kirk Cousins owns this team, owns them. And I just got a feeling, oh my God, look, we got to break this game down, guys. And then, Al, do we have the rant? Tell me if we have the rant. If Michael did that from Coach Bowles, Al, put that in the chat if you got that or not, like I asked for the other day. That game, you're Tampa, you're fighting for the division. You're up 28-14. You've outplayed them the whole game. There's 9 minutes to go and you have the ball. How do you lose that game? But first, let's go to Coach Bowles, who was a little testy in the locker room. Roll it.
What do you tell them in the locker room after a game like this?
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You gotta care enough where the shit hurts. You gotta care enough where the shit hurts. It gotta mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat it. It was inexcusable, and there's no answer for it. There's no excuse for it. And that's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the mirror.
If you guys could tell, we had to bleep out 10 F words, so one after the other. They were flying around. Oh my God, he was so pissed, Logan. Just jump in.
That's fun. I remember watching that. It was very funny. I mean, Buccaneers, I think they've lost 4, 5, 6 in a row. The wheels have completely fallen off. Baker Mayfield was once an MVP candidate. The sky was high. They were looking at 12 wins, possibly an NFC championship in their future. And now just another, the Steelers always get made fun of for being 9-8, 10-7, but the Buccaneers are in the same damn boat every single year. Todd Bowles is a Walmart version of Mike Tomlin without the Super Bowl win. He's able to get to the 10 wins, the 9 wins. Good defensive coordinator, good defensive play caller. Will have his teams playing above what they should, but will always at some point fail or just not or slip up and not reach that next level on a consistent basis. Todd Bowles is a good coach. Mike Tomlin's a good coach. They're not a perfect fit in terms of like this comparisons, but they're very similar. And Todd Bowles, like I said, he's a great defensive mind. He's got some of the best defensive play every single year on a consistent basis, but I don't know if it's a Baker Mayfield thing. I don't know if it's a lack of a consistent offensive coordinator. They've gone through a lot of coordinators in the past 3 years. I'm not really sure what it is. They always are injured. They are injured pretty much every year. Mike Evans, Godwin, everyone's injured. However, they're healthy now. Mike Evans is back. He had a great game.
Evans walking off so Mike Evans, if you guys saw this game, and I have to, even though I got to get up at 4, I never watched one of these games, but I'd fallen asleep earlier and I just turned the TV on to see if I was winning the bet, and I couldn't stop watching it. Then at the end of the game, Mike Evans is like muttering to himself. He's shaking his head.
128.
And then he just leaves. They line up for the field goal and he leaves. It goes into the tunnel. It's like, I mean, how do you lose this game, Vince, up 28-14? And then they got 3rd and 28 with like 50 seconds to go. No timeouts. The game's over. They're down by 2. He got 3rd and 28. Cousins gets 2 passes. How do they lose? 2 questions for the panel. How do they lose this game? And why hasn't Kirk Cousins been the starter from day one? Maybe they'd be in the hunt for the playoffs. I mean, that guy can still throw the football.
Cousins has gotten a bad rap over his career. They say, he's 2-15 on Monday night games and primetime games and all this. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. He really is. And I think he's gotten a bad rap. You think about it, when Washington drafted Robert Griffith III, I think Cousins was like their 2nd pick. I think they picked him in the 2nd round. Mm-hmm. And it's safe to say who's had the better NFL career, obviously Kirk Cousins. But Kirk Cousins, man, he can spin it. He can still spin it. And he was definitely the best quarterback on the field that night.
All right, somebody jump in, guys.
Yeah, you can see Kirk Cousins' talent with those receivers out there. Atlanta's got some weapons on offense, and I'm sure Kirk Cousins loves it. It makes his job a lot easier. As far as this game, this game sums up the season for the Bucs. They're just going to let you down week in, week out, just like they have all season. Another stat to throw in here: the Falcons had a franchise record 19 penalties for 125 yards, and they still won this game.
I literally was just about to type that in the chat, Trent. I just saw that. That's insane.
Yeah, the 28-4. They were down 28-14 in the fourth quarter, and they still won this game. I think it's more about the Bucs' ineptitude. I mean, this is an inexcusable loss, like Todd Bowles said. It's disappointing.
So what you guys think of Bowles? I mean, that was, we had to take all the bad words out. But if you heard it like on Twitter, they didn't take it out, and it's a rant. And at the end, he says, what did you say in the locker room? And he says, look in the effing mirror. I mean, when do you hear a coach say that? And you got Mike Evans walking off the field. They were showing him on the sidelines muttering, shaking his head when they were giving up those yards. He's shaking his head. I mean, how do you put this together after that, Sachs?
Well, I just hope they don't ditch the creamsicle throwback uniforms. That's the only reason I watched the game in the first place. I mean, take me back to the 70s, boys. This was fantastic, visually fantastic football. I was at a restaurant in DC watching, on the backdrop. Oh, thank God they're playing those uniforms again, especially with Atlanta with the throwback helmets too.
You were in DC and you didn't look me up.
Obviously. You were in Indiana.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
you were in Indiana getting your ass kicked.
You're right. Sorry. I wasn't in Indiana.
I would just like to say that I completely understand Coach Bowles' rant, because I think I said the same exact thing word for word after watching my Pittsburgh Penguins choke away a game in the same night. But that was an embarrassing loss for Tampa. I mean, 3rd and 28.
You're not talking about the own goal with 0.1 seconds to go.
Oh no! Well, a combination of that and then the game the very next day where we went down 4-0 like in the second period. But we don't need to relive that.
Apparently, you do. You need some therapy, son.
Yeah, I do. I need therapy. It's tough being a Pittsburgh sports fan sometimes, man.
This is a bad week.
It is a bad week for us.
The Buccaneers.
A quirk in the schedule here with the Bucs is in their last 3 games, them and the Panthers play each other twice, which is a really weird way to end the season. So even with that said, the Buccaneers can still win the NFC South.
I don't know that game. Sometimes games haunt you, and somebody said I heard the ESPN guys were saying it was the worst loss of the season. I don't think it is. I think it was the Giants getting beat by Denver was the worst loss of the season. But this game was certainly up there. I mean, when it was 28-14 with 9 minutes to go and Tampa had the ball, like, how do you not win that game at home against a team with 4 wins or 3 wins or something, right? Unbelievable. All right, let's move on, guys.
And they missed two-point conversions. You stopped them twice on the 2-point conversions, and you still give up a field goal.
It's unbelievable. All right, we gotta move on now. Now I'm getting behind. Let's go to the first game. Browns at Bears. Bears are at home -7.5. They got kind of a I'm not sure what the word is. Kind of a reality check in Green Bay last week. Even though the game was, I think, within 7, it was really not that close. I didn't think. But now they go home. They're -7.5. Shedeur Sanders threw for like 400 yards last week against Tennessee's crackerjack defensive backfield, whatever, and they still lose. What do you see in this game? Will go around the horn, starting with Coach Vince.
Yeah, the Bears are a 7.5-point favorite. Cleveland announced that Sanders is going to be the starter for the remainder of the season, and he actually looked okay. He really did. And what's really weird is, why are the Browns, of course, I guess that proves my point, answers my question, but they go for a 2-point conversion, but they don't have Sanders on the field at quarterback. They go like a wildcat. And they do that repeatedly, and they've never had success. But that's the Browns for you. With that said, take the Bears in this one.
Trent?
Yeah, the Bears, they were in a very tough spot last week, having to go into Lambeau to play the Packers, who are a very tough team. I was expecting a letdown, and they performed pretty well. I mean, compared to what I was expecting them to do. I think they handle the Browns this week pretty easily at home. I'd lay the points with Chicago.
That's kind of what I think, Saxman.
I think the Browns have been playing better. I like Shedeur Sanders, the vibe he's bringing. I don't think they win, but I think they cover their 7.5.
Brendan,
a lot of money for that one.
No, if you're betting Cleveland, I think you have issues. I mean, this is a team that couldn't beat the Titans. No offense, John, but if you can't beat the Titans, you sure as hell aren't beating the Bears. Take the Bears and the points.
That leaves us with
7.5, Brandon.
I think the Browns will cover. They got good defense, and Caleb Williams and the Bears' defense and offense can struggle at times and be inconsistent and stagnant. So I think that the Browns' defense may be to keep them close, and Shedeur Sanders might be able to provide a little spark to keep it close on the road.
I love Chicago here winning big at home, bounce back game after a very, very tough spot, like you guys said, in Green Bay. So I like the Bears minus the 7.5. Okay, let's get to Ravens at Bungles. Bungles almost, trying to almost got back in the playoff hunt, but boy, do the Ravens they're looking pathetic. Now the question is, was that a touchdown, Saxman, or not?
It was really close when the play happened, when Likely got the ball. Initially, I was like, oh, did he hold on to that? I had a question. And they scored this throw up a touchdown. I was like, okay, I guess it was a touchdown. But the speed with which they overturned that call really was the thing that stood out to me. So no, it wasn't a touchdown. I think the one call they got wrong was on the field goal try that the Steelers had when they rushed the center and supposedly hit him in the head and clearly didn't. That was the one call that they didn't get right. However, they gave about 3 to Baltimore on the ensuing drive. So I really don't want to hear from the Ravens fans. You had your makeup drive. You should have won the game. You should have run Derrick Henry much earlier in the game. You chose not to. But in this game, I think the Bengals are playing better. I told y'all the weather wouldn't matter. I thought the Bengals would win outright last week, and they would have had Burrow not stuck one in the chest of the Bills defender in the pick six. So I'm going to go Bengals here, money line. I think they beat the Ravens, and I think they can stop the run a little bit better than the Steelers did.
Ravens minus 2.5 in Cincinnati. I love the Bengals here. I really think the Ravens are done. The Bengals are playing for something. They're playing for pride. Joey Burrow has been phenomenal since he's gotten back there at home. So I like the Bengals here. Trent?
Yeah, I've been fading the Ravens for the last few weeks. But this is actually a spot where I think they are a smart play. Road favorites in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's defense is not very good. And the Ravens are actually getting some sharp money here. They got 43% of the bets, tickets, and 56% of the money. So you're getting some larger wagers on Baltimore. I think Baltimore's offense bounces back this week and kind of gets things going against his bad defense. I like the Ravens.
Logan?
Yeah, the Ravens were 1 or 2 questionable calls away from winning that game last week. I don't know. I think that the Bengals right now, they know that they're in desperation mode. They have to win no matter what, but so do the Ravens. The Ravens understand that their season could be done with one more loss, especially in the division. I think that Lamar Jackson is going to come in with some vengeance, kind of come in with a killer mindset, and come out with a much-needed win for the Ravens.
Maybe they're just not very good. I mean, maybe they're just not that good of a football team. Statler?
Yeah, I don't think they're that good, John. I mean, you have the best running back in the league, and they barely utilized him last week when they played Pittsburgh. I mean, that's crazy to me. And this comes right after they were embarrassed by the Bengals on their home field. I mean, the Bengals are trending up. Ravens are trending down. Take Joey B and the Bengals.
Okay, let's get to LA Chargers. Great win they had last week. I did bet them on Monday night. I forgot. Now I can't even remember who they played. But they won that game in overtime, I think. And they're going to Kansas City. Kansas City's done. So, Kansas City minus 5.5. There is no way that I'm not going to take LA in 5.5. I'm taking the Bolts. Kansas City's done. I think it was Coach Vince who predicted this at the beginning of the season. They're not going to make the playoffs. I don't even think they're going to have a winning record. So I like the Chargers here. Vince?
Yeah, if the Chiefs have any chance to quote at Annie Agar, other than Chris Collinsworth, the receivers with the Chiefs better hold on to Mahomes' balls.
All right.
Very good, Vince. I knew you were waiting for that one. Trent?
Yeah, the Chiefs, I mean, are facing postseason elimination here. There should be a lot of money coming in on the Chiefs for that reason. I'm gonna take the Chargers plus 5.5. They're a better football team.
Sachs?
Chiefs, I mean Chargers money line. I just think they're a better football club, and there's a sickness running through the Chiefs locker room right now. Don't know what it is, but you can see it on their faces. You can see it on the reaction from Travis Kelce. They're getting old, and I think the Chargers are a better ball club, and they should definitely cover it. But I think they went out right.
They are getting old, and I remember a few seasons ago, whenever the chips were down, Kelce would be open. He'd get the first down. I mean, he did that against Tennessee in that game, like five times in the championship game. Now he's nowhere to be found, and it's not because of his girlfriend or anything like that. He's just older. I mean, you get older, and you don't have that step you had. So I think the team's aging, and there is a locker room issue, no doubt about it. Saxman Statler.
Saxman, that disease is called Taylor Swift. You can only hear "Shake It Off" in the locker room so many times before you start playing like this. Take the Chargers. They're the better team this year, and I am enjoying the Kansas City collapse.
Yeah, when Kelce got hit going across the middle there, he got gutted. He was slow walking off the field, man.
Yeah.
He was going. How much am I worth, and how much is she worth? Is this really worth it?
I mean, it's just the reality of age catches up with you. Except for me and Saxman, it never does. Logan?
Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, the Chargers are a better team this year. The Chiefs are reeling. Their offense hasn't connected at all this year. Travis Kelce's getting older. Rashee Rice hasn't exactly gotten back into the fray. With all that being said, give me the Chiefs. I think they're going to win this game, and I think they're going to cover.
Oh, well, Logan goes Chiefs. He's the only one to pick Kansas City minus 5.5. There's a lot of people even last week that said, the Chiefs have got to win this game. Chiefs have got to win this game. Chiefs have got to win this game. They didn't win the game. So I get where you're coming from, but they're not getting a dime of my money. I think they're done. Okay. I tell you what, though, now that I'm back in DC, I'm going to Rosie's, baby. Rosie's Gaming. Go to rosiesgaming.com. No better casino in America than in Rosie's, and they're all over the place in Virginia. Even if you're in DC, 20 minutes down, right down I-95, got a hotel there. Biggest jackpots, biggest payouts. Why? Chris knows. He was part of this deal. Lowest takeout in America comes out of that casino, which means more money for the players and bigger jackpots and more winners. Plus, the atmosphere is great. Food is super. Just there's no smoking. Just a great place to be. Have fun, win money. The way Nate Mize has set this thing up, out of the box, right? He's a disruptor. Mize, their VP of marketing, is the disruptor of the casino business because he's done everything the opposite of what everybody does, and he gets a tremendous trade there. Because it's fun. He's created a fun atmosphere. And it's not the smoky and the pumping oxygen and none of that. It's just fun. Then you go upstairs. You got OTB. You got the sports book, TVs. Downstairs is the slot machines. Check it out. Have fun. Win money. Great place to take your date. Great food. Great people. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy. Just go to rosiesgaming.com. rosiesgaming.com, and you are good to go. And they got all kinds of specials there. You get a card, you spin the wheel, you might get a $50 free play. Go to rosiesgaming.com. Rosie's Gaming, by the way, and Nate Mize, founding sponsors of Godzilla Wins. Not too many of them out there. Founding sponsor. My Pillow founding sponsor. They'll be coming up a little bit later on today. Bills at Pats. Woo! Who cares? Buffalo minus 1.5. Ooh, no respect for Vrabel and his upstart Patriots, Logan.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, Drake May has been arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league this year, top 3, top 5. I mean, his deep ball is just absolutely beautiful to watch. yeah, I think the Patriots are really clicking on all cylinders. I think they're going to have a good final half of the season. The Bills, they've been reeling at times, but they've kind of stayed afloat. Josh Allen's, recently, announced his pregnancy. That's, congrats to him and, Haley Steinfeld, and good for them. But I think on Sunday, I think Drake May is going to ruin his, fun weekend he's had. And I think that they're going to continue their good season. So give me the Patriots to cover. Or not to cover, I think they're the dogs. So give me the Patriots to win outright.
Patriots plus 1.5 and win outright. Let's go to Brendan. I need a winner to buy a Razor Statler. Go ahead, Brendan.
No, I agree with everything that Logan said. I really have nothing to add. I mean, the Bills are not the team that they typically are this year. They're struggling. Drake May has been probably the best quarterback this year. I mean, he should win the MVP in my opinion. Take the Patriots to win outright.
Vince, the old ball coach.
I just don't see how can the Patriots. You look at this line. How are the Bills a favorite on the road? No respect to the Patriots. Patriots win this game, the AL East is over. They're playing for the number 1 seed. So big game for the Patriots. They're gonna win this one.
Mr. Trent Connor.
Yeah, there's no respect for the Patriots here. They've already went into Buffalo and beat them this year, and now they're slight underdogs, basically a pick 'em at home against the same team. And the Buffalo's actually getting more action than the Patriots on both the spread and the money line. So I guess the books know what they're doing. But on the field, I think these two teams match up very well. Bills want to run the ball. Patriots are top 3 run defense. Patriots want to throw the ball. Bills are top 2 pass defense. It's going to come down to third downs, and the Patriots defense is better on third downs. I like the Patriots. It's my play of the week.
We're going contrarian to Trent's play of the week because my play of the week is the Bills. One reason. Why are they a 1.5 favorite going into New England where they already got beat in Buffalo by this team? Why? Why are they a bucket? Why are they not a 3.5 point underdog or 3? There's a reason. I don't know what it is, but the bookmakers have figured this one out. Whenever you see a funky line like this, just 70% of the time it comes out when you say, why is this game 1.5? Let me jump on the dog. You end up coughing up the money. I love the Bills in this game. I think they go in there and reestablish themselves as the team in the AFC East. So Trent and I on the opposite sides of best bets for the day. So we'll see who wins. And somebody remind me of that next week. So when I win, I can make fun of them. Okay, Washington Commanders at New York Giants, baby. Let's go, Commanders. Okay, we got beat 37-0. Is Saxman here? No, he went because this game was coming out. It's fine. Because he picked the Redskins last week. I'm sorry, the Commanders. What are they? Rats, Redskins. That's all I know. I need Washington to win this game because I want to get the first round pick. And somehow we beat Cleveland last week, Titans. So we need the Commanders to win this game. I think they bounce back. I'm taking the Commanders plus 2.5. I think it's a bounce back game. When you get embarrassed that way, 37-0, I mean, it was a joke. I think they come back, go to New York and win this game. So I like the Commanders plus the 2.5. Vince?
I could care less about this game, but you know what I like? The over-under, 46.5. I'm going the under on this one.
Trent?
Yeah, I like the under 2, Vince. Yeah, Giants coming off a bye. Washington got blown out last week. Looked awful. Doesn't make sense. Really, I'll take Washington in a bounce back spot.
I'm with you, Trent. I'm with you. This time we're on the same page. Okay, Sax?
Yeah, like Coach Vince, I don't care either way on this one. And to see two teams in the NFC East suck as bad as these two teams do, and having lived through all the television coverage throughout my life with the Giants and the Redskins, now the Commanders, to know that this is even being considered for broadcast television is hilarious. Never bet the Giants for any reason whatsoever. I'll take the Commanders just to stick it to New York. I just don't care.
Saxman,
this game should be televised on Bravo.
Lifetime. They should make
There
people
you
on
go.
Lifetime go, what the
Better
hell's
yet.
going on here?
This is on Tubi.
Yeah, didn't even have to pay for it.
When I was up in DC, they had a Taiwan channel. They should broadcast on Taiwan channel.
Tubi. Is Tubi a channel? Like, I've seen that. I don't even know what that is. Like, what is
one
that?
of those streaming.
Yeah, it's got dog shit movies and random TV shows. I watched. Me and my
Saxman,
girlfriend watched Dog the Bounty Hunter on it. It was random shit.
Saxman, I got 3 words. 3 words, Saxman. Rent, rats, Redskins. Okay.
Rats, Redskins.
No, you can't put rats first. You can't do that. You got to put rents first. Can't put rats.
I can.
Okay, rats, rent.
Did anyone? I started to drop off. Did anyone take the Bills?
I did. Best bet.
Best bet?
Yep. And Connor took Patriots best bet. So one of us is going to have egg on our face, probably him.
And I was so close to my best bet last week with the Bengals money line on the
Bungles. All right. Did I leave anybody out, Logan? You care?
No, no one should put money on this game. Both teams want to lose. Do not waste your money on this game.
Rats, rent, Redskins. All right, Saxman. Here's another great game. Go Raiders. Raiders going to Philadelphia, flying across the country from Vegas, Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles are frauds, minus 11.5. Vince.
Yes, they may be a fraud, but the Raiders are horrible. Do I have to pick a winner in this one? I guess if I am, I'm going to go Eagles.
You can't bet the Raiders. I mean, you just can't. So I got to go with the Eagles. As bad as they are, I think they get a reprieve here, and they're going to light Vegas up like a pinball machine. This is going to be a blowout. And I also think the Raiders have just packed it in, and Brian Kelly got fired. I don't know what Pete Carroll's doing in there. Like, go play with your grandkids, or go put a mask on and go be one of those rent a protester like I saw in Indy, and with the Palestinian flag, you'd fit right in.
Go get your 70-second booster.
Yeah, the Raiders offense is
Carroll
awful.
needs some of this Mars. Go ahead, Trent.
The Raiders offense is awful, and the Eagles offense isn't good. Statistically, they're bottom half of the league, bottom third of the league, and the total reflects that 38.5. But the Raiders are still 11.5 point underdogs.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for a 38.5 point total. I'm going to take the Eagles. I don't think the Raiders score. The books don't expect the Raiders to score. I think the Eagles can beat them by 12.
That's a great prop bet.
Sacks.
Eagles cover.
Eagles.
Yeah. This is just a game. I don't know why Pete Carroll came back. I mean, there's just a disconnect here culturally between Pete Carroll. I mean, it's just you see him throwing the ball on the field. You're like, dude, it's like Joe Biden, like trying to pedal a bicycle. What are you doing? It's just sad to watch. I think the game just passed him by. Anyway, yeah, Eagles looking for a revenge game. Run up the score. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 3-score, 20-point spread here. I mean, and the prop bet here is does Vegas even score?
Brendan Stoutler, go ahead.
Sachs, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles win by 7 touchdowns. Never bet the Raiders. I would bet against the Raiders if they were playing the University of Las Vegas. They are probably the worst football team I've ever seen. Pick the Eagles.
Well, you're young and you don't remember the 1 and 13 Steelers, or the 0-14 Buccaneers with a creamsicle. First year,
0-16 Lions.
Didn't the Bucks lose?
0-16 Browns.
Yeah, he had a lot of 0 teams, and then there was a 1 and back when they played 14 games. There was a 1 and 13 Oilers. I remember that season. Okay. Who's your pick, Logan? I got to go. I'm late.
Yeah, the Raiders might score 6 points in total. I'm gonna take the Eagles. It's probably gonna be like 42-6.
Okay. Jets, Jags. We got to go quick here, guys. I'm 6 minutes behind. Jets, Jags. This is in Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's minus 13.5.
Wow.
That's a lot of points. I mean, no respect for the Jets at all. Sad. Vince?
Is it?
Yeah, that's a lot of points, but who's the best team? Jaguars. So I'm going to go Jaguars.
Trent?
Yeah, Jaguars can't help themselves sometimes. I'm just going to take the Jets and the points.
Logs?
Yeah, I'm just doing the same thing as Trent. Jets with the points.
Stadler?
Jets don't deserve any respect. Take the Jags to win big.
Sachs?
Yeah, I like the analysis of Trent and Logan. I just think that the Jags need it more at this stage of the game, and they'll be a little bit more fired up, and the Jets are going to let down just because time of season. Yeah, Jags cover.
I mean, you can't bet the Jets. I mean, come on, man. I mean, they're not going to win this game. Jacksonville's playing better every week. I don't like the 13.5, but I am going to pick Jacksonville here. Okay, let's go to Cardinals at Texans. That Texas defense is for real. Remember the beginning of the season? They weren't winning. Indy was 7-1. Everybody was crowning the Colts as the new champion of the AFC South. Rada, 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 yada, yada, yada. Now it's a little bit different, but they don't score either. So that the problem is when you got to lay 9.5 against a team that can put points on the board. I don't like this game. I mean, there's no way I'm going to lay 9.5 with the Texans playing anybody, including the Jets, let alone the Cardinals, who are not that bad, and they were halfway competitive last week, as we suspected they would be. So I'm going to take the Cardinals here on the road, plus 9.5. Vince?
Yeah, I agree, John. Who's the better team? Houston, but that 9.5 is scary because the Cardinals score points.
They don't score.
When they made a switch at quarterback, offensively, they changed completely from an offensive standpoint. So Houston wins the game, but Arizona keeps it within the range of 9.5.
Trent?
Yeah, Houston's getting a lot of love. They got a lot of exposure last week with that primetime Sunday Night Football win over Kansas City. I think they'll get a lot of love this week from bettors. And for that reason, I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 9.5.
See, that's the thing. I with you there. Brendan?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Houston wins the game outright, but I don't like that 9.5. I think Cardinals cover.
Logs?
Yeah, the Texans, 5 of the last 6 games have been one-score games. I'm going to stick with that trajectory, and I'm going to pick the Cardinals to cover, but the Texans to win outright.
I'm with you on that. This segment is brought to you by one of our founding sponsors, Mike Lindell. By the way, Mike Lindell running for governor of Minnesota. Mike, Redskins, baby. Let's go. And but he has been a supporter of ours at Godzilla Win. So if you love our show and it's Christmas is coming up, you can buy so much at My Pillow. And as everyone knows, it follows this stuff. It's been a tough year for My Pillow. It's been one of the hardest years ever, but their team is stuck together. Dawn Curtis, their VP of marketing, is a gem. They have held this company together through a lot of adversity. The thing is, they have great products at great prices, and a lot of it is make great Christmas gifts for your kids, for your family. And so Mike and Dawn Curtis, they want to thank you for your continued support by passing on some really great Christmas specials to our Godzilla Win listeners here. You can get the Children's Bible Story Pillow 5-pack for $29.98. My slippers, which everybody should have under the tree, with a free bottle of a leather protectant spray, $39.98. Blankets, comforters are to die for. Duvets for as low as $25. We got a blowout sale on standard My Pillows for just $14.98. All you got to do is go to mypillow.com, mypillow.com/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla. Put in promo code Godzilla. The best savings are there. Take advantage of these wholesale prices, including the standard My Pillow, originally $49.98, now only $14.98. Queens $18, Kings only $1 more. You just can't beat this stuff. And they're going to extend their money back guarantee right through the end of March, right through the end. So you don't like anything, you send it back, you're going to get a complete 100% refund, but you're never going to do that. Get all your Christmas shopping done on My Pillow and get the slippers, get the comforter, two of the greatest things they have. Just go to mypillow.com/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla, and you are good to go. We thank Mike Lindell. We thank Dawn Curtis, their VP of marketing, and all of their wonderful people there. It's just a great company with great people and great products. So thank you, Mike, for all you do and for being a founding sponsor of Godzilla Wins since the day we started. Thank you, Mike. Packers, Broncos, game of the week, Mile High Stadium. Packers -2.5. Vince?
Yeah. We talk about the Patriots not getting a lot of love. And I think in the case of point, you can look at the Broncos as well, too. This is an interesting matchup. It really is. The Broncos, with their record, they 11-2, 12-2, something like that, and they are an underdog in Denver. I think we're going to see the Broncos right here in this one. I really do. I think they've kind of flown under the radar. Big matchup with the Packers. Watch the Broncos to win this one.
Trent?
Yeah, the Packers are one of my favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. I think they are one of the best teams in the league. The Broncos, they've been relying on their defense, which is a good place to be in the NFL, but they need to get something going with their offense, and I don't think it happens this week. I think the Packers go into Denver and come out with a win, and they cover the 2.5.
Logs?
Yeah, just like the Broncos have a great defense, the Packers have, if not even better defense, and they have a way better offense that's more efficient, more explosive, and you can count on it at a higher rate. And also, you look at the QB battle, Bo Nix, Jordan Love. I'm taking Jordan Love every day of the week. Give me the Packers to cover.
Brendan Statler.
Man, this is going to be a great game. I think both of these teams are right there, to tell you the truth, but I'm going to roll with the home dog. I think the Broncos are a little bit better team than the Packers, but it's going to be a very close game. Take the Broncos.
Mr. Saxman.
Packers will cover this spread. I think they're a better football club. I think the Broncos are a little overrated. It's just one of those games you're going to get punched in the mouth at home to get you ready for the playoffs. The Broncos are not going to be a 15-2 team. They might go 13-4, but 14-3, whatever. But they're just not a 2-loss team. They're going to lose sometime, and this is going to be the one.
Denver's had a very easy schedule. They've won a couple games they never should have won. Good for them. Packers are the real deal, and this is another game. The books got it right. This is why I like the Bills. This is my second best bet of the week. I got two best bets. Bills are one on the road. Packers are the second. Why are they 2.5-point favorite? Going to Denver, tough place to play, right? Why? Well, because they're one of the premier football teams in the NFL, and Denver's been really very lucky. I mean, they're everything they're doing is right. They win all these crazy games. Not going to happen here. I think they get a reality check. I think the Packers go in there, win this game handily. It's my second best bet of the day.
Here's how they finish. They go Broncos, the Packers, Jaguars, Chiefs, Chargers. They could
lose three of those games
easily.
They could lose out.
They could lose out. So I'm like off the Denver bandwagon here, right? They beat too many easy teams. It's kind of like the Colts when they were 7-1. It's like, okay, you beat the Titans twice. You beat Cleveland, when they didn't have a quarterback. I mean, come on, man. I mean, they didn't beat anybody. Now all of a sudden, they're gonna lose out. Okay, big game. Lions, Rams. Rams are -6. My God, -6. Saxman. LA Rams are the number 2 team in the NFL against the spread. I'm going to go with that and say the Rams over here. They're going to take performance versus spread.
Trent is shaking his head.
Yeah, I like the Rams here. The Lions defense is middle of the road, mediocre at best. The Rams have a little bit better defense, but I don't know if they can stop this Lions high-powered offense. I think this is going to be a track meet here. I like the over and the Rams to cover.
All right, Vince.
Too much on the line for the Lions here. I think a Lions loss and they're done. if you look at how things are shaping up in the NFC. So with that said, too much at stake here. The Rams can afford a loss and still make the playoffs, but the Lions have to win this one.
Or they're going to get knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing. But you know, I took that angle with Brigham Young University last week. And when they went up 7-0 on the first drive on the ground, I thought I was a genius. I think the final score was like 50-7, right? So I'm not sure that really works, but I was patting myself on the back like, damn, Godzilla, man, you're so smart. 7-0, they run the ball, and that was a lead. They never saw the end zone again, so I don't know. Logan.
Yeah, the Rams are one of the best teams in the league by far. I mean, Matt Stafford's playing some of the best ball he's played all year. Oh, no, his whole career. And they just keep getting better. And for the Lions, they're hovering. I mean, they're not a bad team, but they're not elite like they once were a year ago. Their offense is sputtering at times, but they have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's arguably the best running back in the league. They're going to be okay. But with that being said, give me the Rams to no, give me the Lions to cover the spread, but Rams to outright.
Not a lot of conviction there, so I'm going to go to Stout.
No, none at all.
Nice coin toss. Nice coin toss.
He's playing the over-under.
It's like, let me flip a coin and maybe I'll do this. No, I changed my. It's kind of like when I bet the Falcons on Thursday night at 8:05. I just changed my mind. And was able to win. Normally those you lose, like I did the Ohio State game. Statler.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be a track meet. I think it's going to be back and forth all day, but I think the Rams win it by a touchdown. Take the Rams.
I tell you what, when a team's Detroit's got to win this game. They've got to win this game. I mean, could you imagine if we were sitting here at the beginning of the season and we said going into mid-December, here's the teams that are not going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
Chiefs, Ravens.
Lions.
I mean, they're not even going to be in the playoffs. You would have said, you're freaking nuts, right?
Yeah.
Hey, throw Washington into that mix.
Throw Washington. Look, I picked them to get to the Super Bowl.
I know you did.
They got 2 wins. I mean,
and we're going to keep reminding you of that, too.
I know, because, just disaster.
Detroit was my pick to go to the Super Bowl.
They ain't going to do nothing. All right. Panthers at Saints. Like I told you guys last week, I love the way Kellen Moore has the Saints team playing. I love the way they play. He's got it. This guy is a good coach. He got a lot of abuse in Dallas as their OC under McCarthy. Got a lot of abuse. Saints at home. I'm getting 2.5. Why is it only 2.5? Carolina's fighting for the division. Saints are a spunky bunch. I love New Orleans here, plus 2.5, Logan.
Yeah, I like New Orleans too. They are a frisky team. I mean, Spencer Rattler.
Frisky is a good word. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, Spencer Rattler, he is not a bad quarterback whatsoever. He's not ideally a QB1 on most teams, but for the Saints, he's battling. And Kellen Moore is a hell of a coach. And yeah, I'm gonna go and take the Saints at home here.
Brendan.
Yeah, normally I would pick Carolina this game looking at this, but I have to go back to what you said, John. Why only the 2.5? Let's take the home dog. Let's go Saints.
Sacks.
Yeah, the Saints went into Charlotte and punched them in the mouth a month ago. Why would they do any worse at home? I mean, from a betting perspective, Saints could have the Panthers number. Panthers are a good club, though, but I like the Saints at home on this.
Trent?
Yeah, Panthers are a good football team. I'm going to bet the Saints plus 2.5. I think the Panthers actually win this game.
We're all betting this. We're all betting the Saints, Vince.
I'm not. I'm going to take the Panthers in this one. They can take a stranglehold on the NFC South with a win.
I tell you what, on paper, yes, but I'm betting the Saints. Okay, here's my favorite game of the week. I'm so excited about this game. Tennessee coming off a big win at Cleveland, knocking us out of being in the lead for the first round pick. Stupid win. Tank. If you're going to tank for heaven's sake. They go to San Francisco, and San Francisco minus 12.5. Vince.
All right, I'm going to lay this out. If the 49ers win out, which is a possibility, if the Seahawks beat the Rams this next Thursday night in Seattle, which is a very likely possibility, And if the Packers drop a game down the stretch, who's the number 1 seed in the NFC?
Niners.
That would be the San Francisco 49ers.
Niners.
If all that happens. So that is not a stretch. So with that said, the Niners are going to roll the Titans on Sunday.
I'm with you on that. There's no way they don't cover this game. Trent?
Yeah, I don't like Tennessee's offense. They're not good, but I think the Niners are going to utilize their ground game with McCaffrey and Brian Robinson Jr. Very capable backup. I think he sees a lot of carries this game. I like him to score a touchdown plus 320. Niners cover.
Dude, something happened to my screen, but I don't have time to deal with it now. Titans offense is an oxymoron. Saxman?
I'm just gonna be a contrarian here and take the Titans to cover the spread.
Oh,
it's a lot. It's a lot. Just a lot.
Brendan?
Yeah, I can't bet Tennessee in any way. San Francisco rolls.
Logan?
Yep, San Fran rolls. No way.
Okay, here's my favorite game. Indianapolis Colts at Seattle Seahawks. Who's starting at quarterback for the Colts? Grandpa. He's a grandfather. Phillip Rivers coming back, man. Mic him up, baby. Let's get a little trash talk going. I hope he brings his grandchild with him because he's a grandfather. First grandfather ever starting an NFL football game as quarterback. And the Colts, who I think are going to lose out, they're a 13.5-point underdog. They got blown out in this game. Seattle's going to win this by 4 touchdowns. I like the Hawks. Vince?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Trent. Yeah, is it a fact? Is Phillip Rivers going to be on the active roster?
No, we're not sure yet. She's still a practice squad.
Okay. Interesting. If he does go on the active roster, he has to delay his trip to Canton, Ohio by another 5 years. So he may be 65 years of age before he makes the Hall of Fame. But no, I agree with you, John. Seattle rolls in this one.
Trent?
I'm going to be contrarian here because Seattle's getting a lot of love with the quarterback news surrounding Indianapolis. 70% of the bets, almost 80% of the money. I'm gonna fade that money and bet the Colts here. I'm gonna hold my nose and bet it.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna get a headache, Logan.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers is playing. He's gonna be older. I think he's gonna be the older than like 16 head coaches in the NFL. That Seattle defense is gonna absolutely kill him. Giving the Seahawks.
Stouter.
Yeah, you just can't bet the Colts anymore. I think Seahawks win this, and they win it very easy.
Saxman.
Seahawks are the number 1 team against the spread in the NFL for a reason.
Yep. They're
going to win here.
All right, guys, we're going to close out. Al, we're going to take another minute here because we were 2 minutes late getting in, so it's going to fit for our Sunday show. We got the Sunday night and Monday night game still to go. Let's go with Sunday night Vikings at Dallas. Vikings big win last week. Cowboys, they look good. You think they're going to make a run, and then they get beat, although they didn't play that bad. Cowboys minus 5.5. Let's go quickly. Start with Saxman. Go around the horn.
Cowboys at home cover the 5.5.
Brendan.
I agree with Saxman.
Logan.
I agree.
Everybody's going with the Cowboys.
Yep.
Trent.
Yeah, I'll bet the Cowboys.
You got the Cowboys? Vince?
Yeah.
Cowboys. We're all going
Cowboys.
with the Cowboys. Okay. Monday night game. Monday night. Let's start with Logan. Who do you like here, Logs?
I don't know. Oh my goodness. And Steelers got a lot of injuries, but it's going to be about 20 degrees. Tua has notoriously not played well in cold weather. Dolphins are hot, but it's been against, subpar teams like the Saints, the Commanders, all of that good stuff. But I think the Steelers are coming off a big emotional win. They're notoriously really good at home on Monday Night Football. I think they continue that trend, and I think the Steelers cover.
Brendan, Steelers fan.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be positive for once. If the Steelers come out and run the offense like they did last week and not play scared like they typically do, we're going to run the Dolphins out of the stadium. Like Logan said, Tua usually does not play well in cold weather games. I think it's like a high of 20 degrees in Pittsburgh Monday. Take the Steelers. Steelers will win this.
Chris.
The Dolphins are on a 4-game winning streak. 5 is really tough in the NFL. Even with TJ Watt out, the Steelers are probably going to win this game and cover the 3 points. I mean, I hate to say there's a cold weather curse. It's just some people just don't play well in the cold weather. The Steelers, look, when you walk into Acrisure Stadium, Heinz Field, Three River Stadium, when it's this cold and you get some flurries, that place goes nuts. And even the Dolphins straight up would probably beat them on a neutral site, but not Monday night.
Vince?
Guys, is it fair to assume, sitting on the West Coast here, there's something special about a Monday night game in mid-December in Pittsburgh?
I want to kiss you right on the
Steelers.
I want to kiss you right on the lips right now. You're exactly right.
Who's your pick, Vince?
The Steelers.
Trent.
Yeah, I think the Steelers dominate in this primetime spot at home. Dolphins can't stop the run. I think Pittsburgh handles them easily.
Well, that leaves Godzilla to be the contrarian so that I can give you guys a dose of reality. These are the games where the Steelers lose that drive you all nuts, and that's why you're going to have a Renegade Rant show for the ages when you guys get beat at home by the Dolphins in Pittsburgh. You will find a way to lose this game because you got to go 9-8 like you always do. And so you got to get beat.
Derek Carmen's back. Derek Carmen's back. We're going to stuff the run. We're going to blitz all night long. We're going to chase Tua around the field. And if there is a rant, just call all your advertisers, because it's going to be a ratings bonanza on Wednesday afternoon if they lose this game.
We're gonna need a lot of icy lights in that show.
I'm banking on the biggest Renegade Rant meltdown in history. I love the Dolphins here +3. I think they go in and win the whole game. I think they're going to get in the playoffs. I mean, this team has picked himself up off the mat, and now here they got a shot to get in the playoffs. And look, whenever you guys get excited about the Steelers, I go the other way. I could quit my job and do this. Whenever you guys get excited, you go the other way because you know they're going to let you down and lose. And there's no TJ Watt. I mean, you guys are throwing that out like it doesn't matter. Oh, there's no TJ Watt. No, I mean,
we haven't had TJ Watt for 8 weeks. Are you kidding me?
Clearly, you don't watch the Steelers play too much. We're gonna be man up on defense now. We got Jack Sawyer, Alonzo Highsmith. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
TJ Watt made his first tackle in 3 months last week. I mean, come on.
Dolphins +3, baby. I'm the contrarian. Remember my 2 best bets, and I went Oppo Trent. We're opposite sides of the Bills game. My 2 best bets. Bills is number 1. That's all I know. Bills number 1. And I love the Dolphins. They're like a half a best bet. So that's my third. And I forget my other one. Packers. Yeah, Packers. So I got Packers, Dolphins, and Bills. I'm going to have a great weekend, baby. I'm going to get lots of money going into Friday night where I'm betting the Sooners. And I'm going to be in a good mood. Godzilla is going to be rolling. Guys, thanks for being with us. If you have a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. Bet responsibly and bet for fun. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. Jay Delson Golf. Next. I'll see you Monday. Bright and Shirley. Redskins. See you then.